Great morning, fellow traders. This is Austin. Day 3 of 3 on profiling the CM scalper mode in crude oil futures. This is take 2. I've already put in what I thought was several minutes worth of rolling conversation, only to find out I never started Camtasia here to record. So I guess it was a little early in the morning. I went to bed late. In any event, one trade so far was short the 5082 zone. As price was breaking down from long-term congestion overnight, and that kicked up and stopped out on the last pullback, and whatever caused the latest surge blow lower has, and price has gone about 43, 44 ticks in what would have been in favor of this trade, but of course the stop didn't hold, and that's crude oil trading. It's part of it. I mean, you take the signals that come along, whether they're pullbacks or whether they're breakouts, like we discussed yesterday. And some of them hold, and some of them don't hold their stops, and there's no changing that. It does not matter what size stop you use. It could be 5 ticks, 7, 8, 10, 30. If you're on the wrong side of the pullback or the breakout, and it's going the other direction, it'll stop you out on a 50-tick stop. So that's the way it is. It's just a matter of timing and sometimes random chance. You know, I understand traders hate to talk about fate and chance and luck because they want to believe everything is in their control. Hey, we're type A personalities. We're control freaks. We don't want to admit that anything is out of our control every single time. But that's not the case. We're not in control of very much on any individual trade. Most, pick any individual trade and the outcome is a coin toss. Only when you add the cumulative results from 5, 10, 20, 100 similar trades do you define an edge. Which is why the attempts to logic and reason and figure out and gut instinct and all that type of thing, as far as a trading approach with no structure, no systematic formula, has zero chance to succeed over time. None. There's not a single trader on earth, with zero exceptions, who's ever succeeded long term over a period of months or years without a systematic approach. And getting stopped out before price moves in favor is part of a systematic approach. We'll see what's next. It is 8:18 a.m. Eastern. Okay, how about an update? It is 9:02 Eastern. We got the pit session just getting started. Nothing visible pending on the sell side. Potential long trades around 50, the 50-80, 50-90 area and the 51-10. So if they go up to 50-90, 51-10, I'd be looking to get long there and continue on. The macro trend is down, but that doesn't mean that any counter trend move isn't 100-tick potential and highly tradable. So we have right now no sells in sight, potential buys at the marks listed, and we'll see how the pit session progresses. 9:03 a.m. Alrighty then, 9:09, and I had a breakout I had an order stage for 50.85 long. It slipped 1 tick up and 2 out, so there was 3 tick slippage on that current round, or more. Might even been 4, I don't know, but that's one of your algo bombs going off there and getting caught in the middle. Anyway, buying on the way up, sticking with it if they keep going. 9:10 Eastern. Okay, well, we got a little wild here in the tape. First long stopped out with slippage. Second long slipped in 2 ticks, was 50.90, fill 50.92, and then an add. They both came down and stopped out a couple of ticks below where I wanted to go. This tape is wildly illiquid. There is very thin trading going through. Every order, 1 or 2 contracts is slipping a tick or 3. So it's just another whip chop Friday. We'll see what happens. I'll try to catch one impulse move, ripping one way or the other and shut her down, because no one's trading except the algos and thin air. It's just a jar of fluff out there today. 9:21. Okay, update time. Well, this chart here looks like a um, blotter test for the imagination, but in any event, the long side didn't work well. It worked just enough to get me scratched out with slippage. They came up and they pegged the 233 CM roadmap to the exact tick and turned hard. Oh, there's a few things to observe. Number one, there's no liquidity today. I don't know why, but there's not. Number two, the market is just range trading for now. Number three, we had a counter trend sell signal around the 5082 mark, so I put in a higher order, and that happened, which was quite frankly a sell from. It was the same sell that we worked, if you remember, in the pre-market around 7 a.m. that dropped, and then they came back through, and that was part of the buy decision. Now they've turned back through again. It's a pivotal zone today, which often means price is going to go nowhere. When price sets up around a pivotal zone, a lot of times it'll just stick. So we're going to be aware of that. I'm not going to work this one real aggressively as far as ads and so on. I'm just going to see if it progresses. Basically, price has gone up, pegged this zone early, and come right back down, is now testing the open range. A lot of times in a range day they'll come up or down. They'll hit one of the 233 roadmaps first, which of course the roadmaps are nothing more than the intraday market profile. And once they hit this profile zone, if it holds, they commonly go and test the other. So the other one could be in play from here. If they don't hold the top of the open range and go up, then they're likely to come right down and trade the 50-10 zone. That's a very high odds probability. So we'll see how it goes. I will add to this if I get a sell sequence to work. Otherwise, we'll just let one roll, and there we are. It is 9:36 Eastern. Now 9:39. Price is sticky at the top of the open range, so I have advanced the stop 10 ticks in favor. Currently minus 29 ticks cumulative, so if they come up and take this out, then it's going to be around minus 20 ticks, and we'll just squeak back into the game. So like I said, they went up and they hit the roadmap market profile early. That often indicates the peak of the day of the session, and then prices go in the opposite direction. The opposite direction would take it all the way to 50-10. Potentially, there's high odds for it to do that, or anything in between. But if they bounce from here, then what we have is a range chop day where price is just impulse spiking up and down, and no liquidity, nothing going on, slippage everywhere. We've seen that before. Crude oil is capable of it. Right now, they've closed back inside the open range and they're heading lower, so that's a good thing. I've never been more positive about this position here than right now, this minute. However, you never know, and that's the exact extreme, and they're going to turn and spin on a dime. It's impossible to say. So, management mode, sit, watch, and wait. 941. 942. Prices impulse down to some key congestion zones here. It's either going to plunge or bounce. So what I did was I trailed to plus 20 ticks, and like I said, minus 29 ticks cumulative. Right now they come up and take that out, then we're at a manageable minus 10 ticks or so, and the rest of the day to work through. If they keep on diving like this, we're good. If they pop, we're good. So there's no harm done from here. I haven't had a chance to technically add to this position because, as you can see, everything is just surge blow here. It's not working its way sequentially through anything. It's all just spikes and slams. So we're just working one position for now in this trendless condition. 943. Okay, price has hit the bottom of the open range more or less, and it's reflexing up. So what I did was trailed plus 32 ticks, and even with slippage, that should take it out with roughly scratch. And so on those numerous sequences here, which resulted in -5, -8, whatever it was. We
Order
erased that
filled.
with just one normal. Whoa, let's shut that
Order
down. I
canceled.
had my automated stops in there. We erased that with just one normal sequence. So we're back to about flat for the day. That covers most of the transactions, and there we are. Now I will continue to work further. Maybe there's going to be potential, maybe not, but all I see is just a lot of algo reflexing up and down, spike saw stuff, and no deliberate methodical price action yet. So, see how it progresses, but it could be worse than scratch. 944. Okay, 956. Price broke down through the bottom of the open range first, then it signaled a sell confirm around 5037 on a CM pattern sequence. It's actually a type 4 we have 4 distinct pattern structures that we work with. This is the 4th. And so still in play with that 5010 zone we talked about. Is that what it was? Yeah, 5010 zone down there. So that's what would be next. And possibly lower. I mean, they could go to 48 by the end of the day if something happens. But it's so far a range chopper. Everything you can see, these are all just impulse bars. These are 5-minute bars, and it's just programmed slamming one way and the other. So keeping the stops tight. Give it a couple of entries. I'd rather get stopped twice for -5 ticks than once for -10. That second time giving me a shot at the entry is often the one that works, where the first one doesn't. That's my philosophy. So rather than use a 10-tick stop get hit twice for -20 ticks, I'd rather take the same trades twice, small stop. They both fail, -10 ticks or thereabouts, and work my way back. As you've seen here this morning in what has been a challenging tape, that type of defense works. So here we are. I would try this general area here twice if this stops out. We have 10 o'clock coming up. I'm not sure if there's econ reports or if there aren't. I didn't bother looking. So, I trade price. What do I care? See what happens. 958. Alrighty then. Here's the next impulse move lower. And like we said, the 50-10 area
pending.
is probable.
Order
we're going
canceled.
to take off the risk, and we're going to target that 50-10 or greater and see what happens. So no further risk. The day is the worst case scenario is we're going to finish at a scratch. If they come up and pop this out, then I'm probably done for the day, because the move I'm looking for is down to that level or lower. And what the profile is telling us now is we have just a sideways range day, illiquid. We're also made aware of that by the slippage in and out. Practically every position has slipped a tick or 3. So when that happens, it's telling you that you don't have methodical, deliberate price. You've got whipsaws. So let's see if they will go down and fulfill that profile level below before they whipsaw up. It's going to be one or the other. 10:02. Okay, gang, that wraps it up for me. Once again, that position there went about 20 ticks and snapped right back up. There was no chance to manage it differently. It's just a impulse move tape where the algos are kicking it back and forth, and I have no further interest in that. Doesn't mean there isn't potential. There might be potential for a bazillion ticks today. I'm just not going to sit here and trade through the whip and the chop trying to make that happen. So it's not my job to force something. It's not my job to try to figure out how to make silk out of a sow's ear, to mix my metaphors. It's my job to trade methodical price action. We don't have any of that today. It's Friday and I'm done. Hope this helps. Hope you had fun with our 3-day journey here. Look forward to working with you inside. Best trading wishes.